Hello everyone. A lot of friends leave a message that Tesla's paint polish is very bad to polish, especially the black color. Lucky that we have one here today, and it has a few more obvious scratches on it. Before polishing, what we have to pay attention to, and how, I will explain to you. There are a couple of things I usually do before I polish. The first one is I'll use a thickness gauge to measure the paint scratches. To determine what type of polisher is more suitable or how high the risk factor of polishing is, and then determine whether or not the scratches can be removed. And then after these two steps are done, I'll wet the pad with polishing paste and do test polishing, which is the pre-polishing step that I do. We have to divide the scratches area into different points to test its average thickness, because the single figure does not represent its overall thickness. But that we are sampling the perimeter of the point average is its average thickness. Let's take a look at how much we measured its thickness. I have just tried 7 places. The average value is about 87.7 microns. It is the average difference of 3.6 microns and 87.7 microns. Then, for our normal vehicle paint, it has been very thin, because usually the paint is generally 110 to 140 microns thick, so 87.7 microns. For our normal vehicle paint, it has been very thin, because usually the paint is generally in the thickness of 110 to 140 microns. Also, the choice of machine, I will definitely give up the real polisher. I will definitely use the dull polisher to do this thing. And back to our second step, test and see scratches can be removed or not. To give you a tip, we use a transparent liquid drops directly on the scratches to see if we can look through the liquid and see any scratches. If you can see the scratches, the polishing may probability make no effect for the scratches, and if we cannot see the scratches from the droplets, the scratches we can still fix. The cast item will be very slippery, water put on it, and it slides away. Then how to do? We can do the test with some wax water or pre-wash because it is also some clear liquid. Let's take a look at this droplet. After we drop it, we can see the scratches underneath. We have a way to deal with scratches on the surface, and then we look at the very beginning of it. It is very deep. We can still see very clear scratches from underneath the droplet, and this one will be more difficult to deal with. And it is even said that we can't have any effect in polishing it. Now we come to our right rear fender, and this time we can drop some wax water or bluish drops on it, and we'll be able to see where the droplets flow through, and we don't see any scratches under the droplets. That proves that this scratch we still have some salvage. We can see the white scratch very obviously. We can feel them with our fingers, and it is bumpy. We need experienced people here. And then we will know if the scratch can be fixed or not. Then by doing this simple way, we will know if the scratch can be removed or not in all probability. This step we get to the testing polishing. What is called testing polishing is that we have to find a plan. For example, our polishing pad, paste and polisher combined into a plan. It will need 1 step or 2 steps, then be able to run operation. We call testing polishing. It's the plan we make before we start operating, to save us the time of the whole car operation. Before testing polishing, such as this kind of scratch, I will first choose a medium coating pad. This new pad or clean pad. Now we need to wet the pad with polishing paste. Just cover the pad with paste lightly and equably. Usually I use 4 drops. 2 drops will be enough of course. Start with low speed, in first or second gear, in the same place to stay for 5 to 10 seconds, so that the pad will be covered with paste equably. Then we continue to polish other area. Add 2 drops on the pad. Start from low speed, polish on quickly, speed up, wipe off after the first polishing. Don't wipe this way. If there is something dirty in the chalum, will bring out the scratches. I usually wipe horizontally or vertically. After the first polishing, we see that there are scratches still. Just that some of peripheral miscellaneous lines and fair lines disappeared. This time I just need to focus on the scratch to upgrade my program. I change the harder sponge pad and continue to remove the scratches. We just mentioned to not wipe in a circle way, because for some of the black paint, it will cause some scratches when you're wiping. We can do these ways. If you have to greaser, you can spray some degreaser in the towel, or just wipe it with the towel, and then wipe with a dry towel after. If you have some kind of protective quick detailing spray, what we try to do is let the towel contact the paint surface as little as possible. With some of those lubrication, in this way, try best to avoid scratches. From the operation I did, the problems could solve by using the medium coating pad for just a little bit coarser scratches. I used a coating pad. It can also help me out, except those scratches we can see from the underneath of the water drops. The other places are resolved. This is the convenience of the testing polishing. In this case, I can use these two plans to do the whole car. We will try with these two plans, and another to other places. 1101 micron, 267 micron, 1133 micron, which has been completely no reference value. I believe that this we already have the answer in mind. There is no need to test it again, right? Let's test after testing polishing. 80.9 microns, 89.8 microns, 92.9 microns, 83.1 microns, 89.5 microns, 82.2 microns. Let's measure the average value of the 6 points. Let's look at the 86.4 microns. In fact, we can see that it has been lower than the average value of the previous 4 microns. The testing polishing also to ensure that we minimize the risk of the polishing, and secondly, it's also to improve the efficiency of our whole polishing. With those plans, when we polish the second area back of the car, the result is same. That's all I'm going to share today, and I don't know if it's going to be helpful for anyone. But if there's any interest in polishing, or if there's any part of it that you'd like to hear, you can leave a message in the comments. We'll update you next time when we have good topic, so we'll see you in the next time.